Hello, 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 my lovely friends. Thank you for joining me here on A Journey in Light. My name is Joy. Hello. So today's pick a card, a tarot reading. We are doing a spirit-led reading today. It's been a while since I've done these. I'm going to start incorporating these into the channel more because I miss them very much. So we are looking at what do you need to know, what message does spirit have for you, those kinds of things. Just it's kind of an open card pool, so seeing where we go depending on where you're drawn to. So don't worry, your higher self, your soul knows what's going to be in these piles. Just go with the one you're guided to go to the most. Use your intuition, kind of just sit with yourself and really tap in to where you're feel drawn to the most. If you're feeling really torn, you can watch more than one. Maybe you have a lot of different messages your higher self or your guides want you to hear. So feel free to watch more than one as well. So I have 3 piles. So pile 1, I just reached into my little charm bag and this guy came out and he's like one of my favorite little memes. So it says, "This is fine." So some of you may relate to this. So that is our little guy for pile 1. Pile 2, we have the beautiful brass flower that's been with the channel since the beginning. And same with our little crowd favorite, origami crane I brought out. He's got a little bit of a broken tail that may be relevant for someone, but that is pile 3. So again, guys, take a deep breath. I was watching another reader that I love, and she was talking about if you're having a hard time, maybe sometimes holding your hand over with your eyes closed over the different piles, really feeling where you're drawn. Just trust your intuition, guys, to see where it is that you need to be taken. So I will leave these up for a while. If you need more time, feel free to pause the screen. The timestamps will be in the description box below or the pinned comment. Sometimes I use the numbers in the timestamps to kind of decide if I'm having a hard time or just like confirmation. I look at the number and I'm like, yep, that's my pile. So again, 1, 2, and 3. I'll leave these up and I will see you at your pile. Bye, guys. Hello, my lovely friends for pile 1. We are going over what do you need to know. This is an open message. I'm not sure where we're going to go with this. It's spirit-led. But you guys are drawn to this little guy. I love this little pen. So some of you may relate where it says, "This is fine." And he's sitting there with his coffee and there's flames all around him. So there could be a sense of faking it till you make it, trying to wish yourself out of a situation, putting up with a lot of stuff, something like that. You could have been, life could be lifing right now, pile 1, and that could be why you're drawn to this pile. So you're like, what do I need to know, spirit? Because wow, you know. So that's where you guys were drawn. So that's our little opener card. I'm gonna put these to the side for a second. Yeah, we're just gonna go with it. We're gonna see what comes up. We're gonna pull a major arcana first, just to kind of see what this message is going to kind of focus on, but I have a feeling we're going to jump around to a couple different things. But pile 1, what do they need to know? So we're talking about the Fool. So this is new beginnings, you know, with this kind of energy that you feel, this could be really refreshing to know that something is coming up, something new is coming up. You're not stuck in this energy. This is also about taking a leap of faith or taking a risk. Needing to, you know, have that fresh start. But this is also about fresh hope. But it can be a little scary. So we do have this little wolf. We have a white rabbit. So this also could be you rabbit holing down into something like a new discovery, a new passion kind of coming in where you find yourself really just diving in and see where the rabbit hole takes you. Right. But it might feel a little scary. So if there is something that if it hasn't happened yet, could be about to happen, where you're kind of maybe be like a little nervous around taking this step because you're unsure of the stability beneath you. But I feel the need to say that the universe has your back, you know, even if you're not sure if this, you know, he's stepping out on this ice, right? So there's this like timidness to this. Oh gosh, is this all going to fall apart? Or is this going to hold me? And it does feel like, you know, there is a message around abundance. It's going to work out and it's going to be okay. I think about rabbits and their symbolism with abundance. So just know this little fire isn't going to last forever. You have a new beginning right around the corner. If it hasn't already started yet, there could be an opportunity for some of you where you're maybe feeling timid, like, should I go for this? And it really feels like the answer is yes. We're going to pull some cards to go along with this. So let's see. When it comes to this Fool card, what is the corresponding message for this leap of faith that's coming in, this new beginning that's coming in? So we have the Sun. Okay, yeah. So Leo energy, having some confidence. We have this hummingbird here, but the Sun is the happiest card in all of tarot. So whatever your fears are, either you're in this right now or it's about to happen, guys. Again, I feel like someone's like, thank goodness, get me out of this situation. You know, this new beginning is right around the corner, and it's going to be a very happy one. It's going to be a very blessed one. It feels very divinely guided and divinely supported. So you're being guided to go for it. I feel the need to say you cannot fail. And I'm not saying it's just going to, there won't be bumps in the road, right? I mean, for some of you, it might be that simple. Maybe you've been really working on manifestation skills and you're just like, bam, and here it all goes. But for others of you guys, there might be a little bit of like, just bumps in the road. Like the learning, I feel the need to bring about a learning curve, but this also feels like it's going to happen very quickly. I think about this hummingbird and the energy of the hummingbird, like happening very fast. The hummingbird also may be a sign for somebody out there, as well as like a synchronicity. But this is like swift change, but also being like very agile could be important, like keeping your eyes open on what's going around and pivot if needed. But this really feels like, again, you're going to have the energy, you're going to have the excitement, and you're going to have the support of the universe around you. All right. Let's see. Again, I didn't know where I was going to go with this message or this reading, so we're just going with it. Into me, I see the number 8. I am going to pull out our message book for this. I love this deck. Look how beautiful that image is, guys. Into me, I see number 8. This energy of water. So the key concepts are intimacy, trust in another, dropping shields, and rigid boundaries to allow connection. The willingness to be vulnerable. So there is a need. This could be related to this new beginning for some of you. You know, this also could be a new relationship for some of you. Maybe with a Leo. Take it if it fits. I wasn't going either way with this reading. It was whatever wants to come up. So some of you guys, this has absolutely nothing to do with love, which I also feel like for some of you is a relief. But into me, I see this is about letting your guard down. Letting people see the beautiful vulnerability that is you. There may be a reason that you've built walls. They may have protected you in the past, but you need to ask yourself, are they still needed? Do I still need to keep myself restricted, or do I need to let them down a little bit? You know, maybe have a picket fence versus a brick wall around you, right? You can still have healthy boundaries. Just make sure they're not like a fortress, is the way this is. I'm going to just read, I think, just probably the first little paragraph because I feel like it's important. It says, at certain precious moments, you're called into a deep and meaningful connection with the world or another person. So this could be about letting your walls down and letting the world see you. Maybe some of you guys, this new beginning involves putting yourself out there in some form, or again, with another person. It says, a magical affinity arises with the kind of intimacy that in turn encourages a greater understanding of yourself. So as you let these walls down, as you're being guided to like let yourself out there, there's a bigger understanding you're going to have about yourself. It says the relationship acts as a mirror, again, with the world or another person, helping you see your own patterns. What it reflects about you can further your own personal evolution. I'm going to read another paragraph. It says, now is a time to take a risk by connecting with another. Can you see how far you've come? Can you see what is still active within you that needs to change or heal? You will discover more about who you are as you discover more about another. Even if you cannot possibly know what it is truly like to be in someone else's shoes, you can listen and learn. This also could be for some of you, someone will be letting their guard down with you, letting you in, and you're being reminded to really just listen. Listen for the act of understanding, not necessarily to fix or help, but just to hear somebody out. This is a magical gift being offered to you right now. This concept applies to or beyond romantic connections. What do the dynamics in your close friendships, work relationships, and family say about you? Relationships are extraordinary opportunities for healing. When predicated on honesty and caring, they can have a great impact on how you contribute to the world. Intimate relationships hold up a mirror of truth and reveal more treasures than you may ever expect. If you can look into it, take a risk and see everything as beautiful, even in its imperfections. Imagine how deep you could go. Wow, okay, that really kind of goes into this taking a risk and going down this rabbit hole. So some of you guys, this is connected. Others of you guys, this is like shedding a layer, taking this really leap of faith and letting yourself go deep and see how far you can go in connections with yourself and connections with those. And somebody out there is really putting themselves out there. Maybe you've been called to share your story, called to share your unique experience or your unique gifts for some of you, to really open up and allow this in, as frightening as it may seem. You know, you are being supported, and we do have this Sun card here as well. So very deep messages coming in for you. Also, I'm guided to think about the 8th house, which is ruled by Scorpio, and the 8th house is kind of that hidden death and rebirth cycle, right? So this is transformation. So some of you could have gone through a lot of different transformations in your life, and here you're being guided to like let people in on that. All right. Or even yourself. I feel like also someone needs to have compassion for themselves, for everything that they've been through and how far you've come and how much you've gotten through. But I do feel like there is a shift and a change from hard to easy, guys. You know, I did talk about the bumps in the road. I'm not talking about a mountain in the road, just like little bumps. This really feels like you've put in so much time, so much effort, and things are shifting and changing. And there also feel the need to say there needs to be a mindset shift around thinking life is hard. Life may have been hard, but that doesn't always have to be your story. So there's an important like shift that needs to be done. And it might not be all of you guys. Some of you guys may be working on that already. And this is like a nod that you're doing the right thing and you're in alignment with where you need to go. Others of you guys, if you have this, even in joking, you know, a lot of us do this self-deprecating, oh, well, this is my life's been a shit show, you know, like those kinds of, very much like this meme, you know, which is funny, you know, we've all been there, but this isn't you. This is the past version of you. This is a different version, and you're like stepping into this newer version. And if you have been working on like timeline shifting or quantum healing, those kinds of things, you need to take your mindset with you. You need to shift your mindset. You don't need to just be like, oh, I'm walking through this door into a new life, but you can't bring your old mindset with you. You can't bring your old beliefs of everything will always be hard with you. You have to let it go. You have to drop it, and you have to start believing it, and then you'll see it. Instead of going, oh, well, I'll believe it when I see it. No, you got to start with the belief first. I'll see it when I believe it. That kind of vibe, that's how this is coming in. Okay. Let's see. Where do I want to go next? All right. I love this type of reading. I hope you guys too. I hope some people end up watching this. I don't know. I stopped doing these for so long because they were hurting my algorithm, but I just don't care anymore. I want to do my channel the way I always intended my channel, and it was to be a broad spectrum, not just love. So hopefully those that are finding this are enjoying it. All right. Next card out. Facing shadows. Confront parts of yourself that you may keep hidden. Balance light and dark. So this is that letting your walls down. And even some of you, this may be a very personal journey. Really looking at yourself. Really accepting your own shadows and integrating that. You know, like accepting that life is about balance. Earth is about polarity, and we all have light and dark within us, and really finding the balance between the two of us, but facing those things we don't like about ourselves, our perceived imperfections, and really just honoring who we are and where we're going, and kind of integrating that is really important, but you have to face it. You can't be in denial, can't have your back to it. So some of you guys may have to shift and turn and go right into the flames, you know? And, you know, fire can be very purifying, you know, if you look at like things like that. Also, I feel the need to tell somebody to do an exercise around writing a letter to the past version of yourself that you're letting go, and forgiving yourself for the past. Whew, I feel like I'm going to cry. Like writing a letter to yourself, like a letter of forgiveness, a letter of love to the past version of yourself, and letting that all go and burning it can be very powerful to somebody. Woo! All right, as I cry, whoever that was for, I think you're going to find that so powerful if you choose to do it. Whoever that message was for, you're going to know. You're going to know if that was for you. So, okay. Let's see what is next. Messages for pile 1. Anxiety. All right, let's number 18. I'm going to do a card to go along with this. Anxiety. So there could be some anxiety that you're facing around your stability. I look at all the red in this card, and red is associated with the root chakra. So if you find yourself being very anxious, if you find yourself very, you know, like, oh, I don't know, you're being guided to ground yourself. You're being guided to really sit with the root of yourself. If you do like meditation, look up a root chakra meditation. I think you'll find it very beneficial, and grounding yourself in the present moment. They say that a lot of our anxiety is around our uncertainty around the future. We're looking too far in the future. We're like, how's this going to turn out? What's this going to happen? Blah, blah, blah. And it also typically is around a need for control. You need to like kind of let that go and sit and trust. And that's where, if you don't have a good like root chakra, you're going to feel like so disconnected and ungrounded. So grounding yourself in that, doing meditations, possibly wearing red, having some crystals that are red, or even dark crystals. I personally like obsidian, is one of my favorites that I keep on myself. I typically wear obsidian earrings. I don't have them on, but I do have one of my obsidians in my bra right I'm not going to take it out. But I think it's really important to know that a lot of your anxiety is just around you constantly being in your head. So you're being guided to get back in your body, get back into your present moment. Do one of those things where you're looking around your room where you're like, okay, I see, you know, a candle, it's brass. I feel my fingers. Can I feel my toes? Can I feel what the toenail feels like on my toes? And I know that sounds weird, but when you think about, can I feel my toenails? You know, like those things, like really sitting with that and not touching your toenails, guys, but can you feel your toenails? I don't know. I've never picked that one as a thing, but it really helps center yourself. So if you find yourself very anxious, bring yourself back to the present moment by calling out things that are around you, calling out things in your body, like bring yourself back, because it's going to be very helpful. Let's see what else with this anxiety. But yeah, there may be a need to let go of expectations and trust that things are all going to work out. And this is also about your mindset shift. You are leaving this past version of yourself. You're leaving this past belief that shit always happens. Sorry for cussing. And it's this letting go and just trusting that, you know what, in my world, everything works out perfectly. Even if I don't get it, even if I don't understand it, having that release of how is this going to work out? You know, again, that's needing to control an outcome, and just going, I trust whatever happens. I trust my higher self. I trust the universe. I trust my angels. I trust God, however you want to view that. I trust that everything's going to play out exactly how it needs to for my highest good, because I'm working in that time, or like towards those timelines and those beliefs, that there's nothing I need to worry about. I can let it go. Now, I do recognize, as someone who has been diagnosed with anxiety, that sometimes it is a chemical response in our bodies. And so I'm not saying that it's just all in your head, but there are different coping mechanisms in the moments you can to keep those chemicals from skyrocketing. Okay, guys. So, and I get that it's not easy. 100%. Meditation has really personally helped me. Breathing techniques, especially in those moments, those deep inhale, exhale at least 6 times will help reset, like scientifically reset the chemicals in your body. Focusing in on a certain parts of your body, not in your head, but within your body, can help shift, resetting those chemical responses. All right. Also, I need to point out to somebody, if you do take medication for anxiety, there's nothing to feel guilty about. If you need it, you need it. And if you stop taking it because you no longer need it, it's probably because it was working. That's not going to be for everybody. That's very specific too. Please be kind in the comments. You know, we all have our own battles, but again, whoever that message was for knows who it was for. You don't have to feel guilty about if you need something, okay? All right. I'm going to pull a card. All right. 10 of Feathers. So the 10 of Feathers is the 10 of Swords, which is a heavy energy. However, it's the end of a very difficult situation. So this is about recovery and transformation. This is the ending of all this hard stuff. So the universe wants you to know that whatever's causing you anxiety, whatever's causing all these issues around this, it's ending, or that the struggle about it is ending. I'm not saying, you know, again, everybody's situation is different, but there is a shift coming. There is a new beginning coming after. Besides the court cards, once we end at 10, we start with the Ace of, this is the 10 of Swords, so the Ace of Swords, which would be a new beginning, a new way of thinking, a new beginning in communication, those kinds of things, a new way of thinking. I feel like there's a big shift happening for you with all of this, guys, but it might involve really letting your walls down, letting yourself be seen, taking that leap of faith and facing your shadows through this. Like, you are a beautiful, amazing soul that was created perfectly for this experience you're on. I didn't want to call it a mission. You know, we all get also caught up in like, what is my purpose here? All those things. Your purpose is to be a human and have an experience, you know, like, other than that, you can't do it wrong. You know, if you're in an experience you don't like, time to pivot, you know, those kinds of things, as much as you can. But just know that this period of anxiety, this period of stress is coming to an end. Again, another relieving recognition for you guys. All right, let's see. Let's do a little more of a whimsical card. What other messages for pile 1? Beauty. Beauty is unveiled by the lustrous light within. So it does feel like it's really going to be time for you guys to really step into your own divinity, step into your own light, step into your own power. If outdated beliefs, rules, other people's, I don't know why I felt the need to say iron fist, other people's views of what is right and wrong for you, I feel like that's all shifting, and you're really going to start to step into the light, but it might take a little bit of that risk, stepping into the sun, you know, letting yourself be seen. The sun is about illuminating things, right? It's time to step into it. It's allow the light to touch you, allow the light to be seen, allow the light not only to be seen from outside of you, but to beam from within, because you have so much beauty that's been maybe hidden. And I think a lot of this has been repression of other people's beliefs on you guys. And there's been a part of you that's known that you were supposed to shine this whole time, but just the world and life has kind of dulled that. But it's time to like take your power back, guys, and really step into the beauty of your life and of who you are. Because you are the only person like you, and you are so needed. Your voice is needed. Your soul is needed. Everything about you is needed, at least to some way, in some form. In this, you might not see it. You might not know the impact you're going to have on somebody, but just know that you are so needed, guys. And your beauty shines so bright, but the only way for that to be seen is to let some of those walls down. All right, let's see. I'm going to use one of these. Pile one. What other messages do they need to hear? The Father, Mountain Rose. So there might be a message connecting to a father figure in your life. Mountain Rose. The Father. So there, some of you, I don't know if this is going to pertain to everyone. There's a message around your father, and there could be a challenge with this Mountain Rose here. I wasn't sure how I was going to use these cards, but I'm going to pull. What's the message around this Father card? The King of Shells, which is the King of Cups. If someone had a father that passed away, there is a message around love for you. Even if you didn't feel it in life, there's a message of love for you. There's also a very specific message coming for someone if there is a need to forgive a father figure in your life. I'm hearing that you don't necessarily have to verbally forgive that person, but you can forgive the situation solely for yourself to unburden yourself with that negative energy. This forgiveness, sometimes, you know, this isn't, until you're ready to hear this message, is a hard message. And I've had a really in-depth conversation with a very dear friend of mine about this for a long time. I would tell her about this and she didn't want to hear it. And then finally it kind of soaked in, you know, and again, it translated differently for her, but like, it was such a beautiful thing. It's like really recognizing that sometimes forgiveness is for you. If you're holding on to something and it's poisoning you, it's not hurting that other person, that anger, that resentment, that whatever, that negative thing, that other person might not be feeling it, but you are. So releasing that, letting it go, forgiving the situation, or just forgiving yourself for being in that situation, or whatever that looks like, whatever you need to do, or just approach it with love. Approach the situation, approach this pain. Again, this is very specific, so this might not be for half of you guys watching. Just honor that it's for somebody else. But approaching it with love. And love for yourself and letting it go is going to be very helpful and beneficial. All right, let's pull an angel number card. We're going to kind of... Nope, I have some charms too, so... I forgot. I didn't know how I wanted to do this. Oops, we have another little card in there. I'm going to take that just because it was stuck in the middle of these. It says right time. This is a pivotal, we already talked about pivots, pivotal moment where timing is crucial. Choose your moment. So there is a timing issue, guys. It's time to do it. All right, let's see what our angel number message is for pile one. 777. Good luck. All right, the key points here is contentment, prosperity, abundance, spiritual awakening, and divine intervention. Now the messages. This message is most likely to reach you during intense uncertainty. You'll come out winning from everything that may have come your way. It is also a sign that you have much life experience and wisdom to share, yet you'll need enthusiasm and effort to get this message to others, guys. Like, I love when the messages compound on each other. It's such a beautiful thing. Whew. Okay. And let's do a couple little charms. Any last little bits that pile one needs to know? Last little bits that pile one needs to know. All right, the number 6, so Virgo could be important. This is also your daily habits and routines, and focusing on your health is important. We have an elephant and a turtle, which I relate to as home or family. Turtles always go back and lay eggs where they were born. So something is returning around to you. But also I think about the turtle and, you know, taking your time to do stuff. You know your right time. But there is a message to at least take the first step. It doesn't mean that you have to jump right in and go as fast as possible. Even though that energy is being supported, but if some of you need a little more time, you need, take this first step and go with the flow. Allow those around you to support you. I'm just going back to elephants never forget. So if there's something from your childhood that's been nagging at you that you've been wanting to do, there's also, there may be a need to go do that. Also need to point out the 6th house, so we had Virgo. 6 days could be important. The 6th month, which is June, or within 6 days, 6 weeks, or 6 months could be important time frame for some of you as well. Or the 6th of a month could be important. We have this little mushroom here. There may be a need to go on a mushroom journey. But growing from things, you know, I think about some of the things that the mushrooms grow in weird kind of environments. But what cool thing, and I don't know. There's so many cool things about mushrooms. I don't even know what to talk about. I feel the need to talk about community though and family, but this isn't for some, like for some of you, we instantly think family and think blood. I feel like this is like a friend family, like leaning on support of your family, communicating your needs to those around you. I think about the funguses or fungi, and they say that they have this whole like hidden community. I don't know this verbatim, so I don't want to speak incorrectly, but I know that they can communicate with each other, and it's very, very cool. So, you know, communicating with those around you, your needs could be important. Feeling salty is here. So if there's any stagnant feelings of feeling salty coming up, you know, look at those. Look at those feelings. Are those things that I still need to hold on to? Are those feelings that are damaging me and not doing anything towards anybody else? Can I let that go? I feel with this feel salty. Also, some of you guys, if you haven't been drinking, like getting your proper electrolytes, that might be something you need to look at as well. And then we also have the 3 of Cups, which is around community. Yeah, there's this massive message around leaning into your community, leaning into friends, leaning into your connections here. Like you don't have to do it alone. So if there are people in your past that disappointed you, I feel like the universe is bringing people in. I also associate this card with like our soul family. Bringing people in. That's why they were giving me this message. It's not blood family. So maybe some of you guys, you're bringing in your soul family. If you don't have any soul family, or you're like, I don't know, call that in for yourself. Call that in. Say, I asked to be connected with my soul family, my soul tribe, the people that I feel most like me. Can you help bring those people in? Or an affirmation you can say is, I'm a magnet for my soul family. It's amazing how quickly that can work when you speak of it as if it, you know, is a truth, right? All right, let's see. Someone also may have pots with this feeling salty. It makes me think of my sister. So if you do, make sure you're hydrating with electrolytes. A little salty tribe. I feel the need to pull this one. I can do hard things also came up. I can do hard things. So you can do all of this and more. Though I feel the need to say that it won't always be hard. Things are shifting. You can do hard things, you know that, but things are shifting in your favor. Let's get a little, okay, so we have the moon in Capricorn, 11th house. So some of you will be moving into a career online that involves emotions, like helping other people with emotions. In an online platform that could be important, or if you are needing to deal with your emotions in a very structured way, there may be an online course that you can do with that. Also, the 11th house is Aquarius. The moon is associated with Cancer. But some of you guys may also be providing a support system to someone else. If you have been wanting to call in your soul family, I will say most of mine, I jokingly say they live in my phone because I don't live near any of them, and I've met them via online, you know, over the years. So don't think that, you know, that these people have to be in person. They could come in a different way. So be open to that as well. All right, let me see. Is there anything else for pile 1 before I close this out? Any last message? These are mindful messages, so any last message for pile 1 as it falls to the floor? This says balance. Oh no, it says breathe. Okay. Breathe. It's easy for me to return to the present moment simply by breathing. I talked about this earlier. If I'm feeling anxious or worried, I close my eyes and I breathe in as deeply as I picture myself filling with white light. We can all do it together. Envision that light coming in. Then exhale and envision stress and tension leaving my body. In this moment, I'm free to gently stretch and open my eyes, feeling refreshed. I have heard, again, not a professional at this, I just have heard, and I've done it myself, like the 6 deep in and out breaths, like doing it 6 times, but I feel like I feel it within 4 times, but I usually try to do the 6 times to reset those chemicals. So there you go, pile 1. I hope you enjoy this. Please let me know in the comments if you want more readings like this. No need to tell me that you want another feeling video, because I have 5.5 years of them and I will still be doing them. So don't worry, I'll still be doing love readings. But if you do enjoy readings like this, I do plan to do more. So if you have other ones in this genre that you would like to see, I'm also open to suggestions of non-love related readings, because I do want to introduce them back into the channel on a more regular basis. So thank you guys again so much. I'm sending you so much love. There's so much beauty in you, and it's time for the world to see it, guys. So, all right, I'll see you guys in a future reading. Bye. Hello, my friends. For pile 2, we are doing a what do you need to know? This is a spirit-led message. It's whatever comes up. I don't have a subject matter, just we're going where spirit takes us. So you guys were drawn to the brass flower. This one I've had forever before I started the channel, so it's been a long time favorite. But we are going to start with a major arcana just to kind of see what the tone of your message today is going to be. Pile 1 was really interesting. So I'm curious to see where your guys' go. So pile 2, what do you need to know? So your message is we have the Justice card. So something around balance. This is the Libra card. So that could be relevant for some of you. But this is ultimately, it can be about karmic justice, things balancing out, legal matters, all those kinds of things. Maybe about cause and effect. Then the positive sides of the cards, like a win-win situation, or even the truth coming out. So I'm kind of hearing like the truth will prevail. So if you have something along any of those things going in your life, this could be a message for you. So we're going to pull what is this pertaining to? Or what message around justice do we need to know? All right, let's see. Pile 2. Ooh, all right. Temperance, which is balance and harmony, and this card coming right out. So we have Libra, Sagittarius energy. Sorry, just kind of sitting with this for a moment. Yeah, this is about things balancing out in your life. I thought we were going to have a deeper message, but it feels like it's just wanting to remain a little broad. It's going to look a little different. So from those different aspects I mentioned earlier, this could be a message around things tempering out, things balancing out, also things taking time. But it does feel like if you've been dealing with something like a truth to come out or a fairness or something to even out, it may have taken some time, or some of you, if you've been dealing with it for a while, I think that it's changing. Others of you, there could be a message around this may take some time. However, the time is divinely guided. It's going to happen. It's going to be brought back to balance in a very divine way. Basically, the angels, universe, God, your higher self, however you want to view that, your guides. There's stuff going on behind the scenes that you can't see. You probably aren't meant to see. Some of you guys may have an inner knowing. You don't know why, but just know that things are being balanced out. Things are going to come to justice. Things are going to even out fair. Even if some of you, I think someone went through something that was very unfair you know, in the past, or even not too, like more recent past, that the truth is going to come out and things are going to become more balanced and things are going to just shift and change. Temperance also can be about alchemy. It's about blending two things together or turning one thing into another. So there could be something where an unfair situation now is shifting and changing and turning into something better than you could even expect. So, so really kind of awesome message there. We'll see the rest of the messages if they pertain to this, or this could just be its own individual message. I don't know where this is going. Again, going with the flow. What did I do next? I think I did this. So yeah, pile one, a lot of different messages came out, but a lot of them did pertain back to this. But I don't know why. It's like almost like a closed legal matter that didn't go someone's way. This is very specific, so this isn't going to be for all of you. There's like a reopening, like that I'm seeing, like a reopening of something that you maybe thought, and it was maybe something you were owed money on, but something has come to light and things are shifting and changing there. So, all right, let's see our next message for pile two. We have the Oracle's Gift. Number 37 could be important. Temperance is number 14. Justice is number 11. But 37, the Oracle's Gift. I'm going to read some of this. I love this deck. I have not pulled it out forever. Also, if you enjoy these types of readings, I'm planning on bringing more of them back. Let me know in the comment, or if you have any other non-love related readings you would like to see. I'm trying to bring those back into the channel. I tried to start a second channel. I haven't had time to do it, and I want to integrate these back in. So let me know, guys. All right, I missed doing these types of readings. All right, this one's called the Oracle's Gift. The key concepts are second sight, clairvoyance, seeing the future, fate as future determined by choices you make now, seeing the signs all around you, recognizing potential versus absolute determinism. So this is kind of like shifting where, like, recognizing that, you know, you can get on different like wavelengths of how the potential outlines will come. Some of you guys may be gaining a new gift or finally accepting your gifts or stepping into the role of your gifts. Some of you may have the gift of seeing potential timelines. So this may have thrown you off course in the past where you're like, I saw this thing, I knew it was going to happen, and it ended up not playing out that way. So you just threw it all away thinking, okay, I'm not gifted. I was wrong, so I must not be gifted. There is a need to shift to recognize that no, you just see all the different potential timelines, and you saw one of them that just, because energy and free will, things shifted and changed, and it may not have played out the way that you had seen it, but it doesn't mean that your gifts aren't real. Okay. I do feel the need to read more of this, so I will. When we ask for a sign from the universe, we are essentially asking for divine guidance. And this could pertain for some of you to this situation that you're like, I know this should have turned out. I know that it's supposed to turn out differently, and it still could, because for somebody, something's shifting. All right, sorry. A divine guidance that we believe needs to come from a source outside of us. This is because we don't always trust our intuition, our ability to read between the lines and see beyond time and space. And so we ask for signs and look for mystical reassurance that our mundane lives don't seem to offer. However, an oracle simply provides an answer that is already inside us. So when you ask for those answers from the universe, like, your soul already knows. And there could be ways that your soul's trying to tell you, but you might not be trusting it yet. So I feel like trust is going to be a big one of part of this message. Like, trust is coming in, trusting yourself, honoring yourself. Even when things maybe didn't exactly turn out the way you thought, it didn't make you wrong. You know, it just, energy shifts and changes, guys. So it just does. So respect the fact that, oh, I just saw a different pattern, a different timeline. All right. Oracles show up in a myriad of ways. Sometimes you see a billboard or hear a song or pull an oracle card, and you get the exact message you need to support your choices or show you the way forward. Regardless of how the sign appears, an oracle is a reminder that you are a part of this vast universe. You are witnessed by the great mystery and loved and cared for. It's all a reminder that life is magical and you are magical. Today, trust in your own capacity to know what's right. Tune into source and also be able to read the signs reflecting what is true and real within you. Let this oracle give you a gift of knowing that you are indeed on the right track. Repeat this mantra. The light within me creates miracles in my life. I'll say that again. The light within me creates miracles in my life. The magic is inside you, outside you, and all around and within you. So you are magic, friends. Like there's this thing about trusting and honoring yourself here with this message. I'm going to pull an oracle or pull a tarot card to go along with this one. Is there anything else about this? I feel like someone's like, well, I want a sign that I was right about XYZ, but let's see. Any extra messages to go along with this oracle gift? I'm just hearing you are the gift. Seven of crystals, Seven of Pentacles. So, it says options and results. So Seven of Pentacles is about kind of waiting to see if the seeds that you planted have grown. So this message is around, like, this does feel like something that has happened in the past that maybe you invested time in and maybe you didn't think that it worked out. Again, these kind of could go back together. It feels like something from the past is coming back around for you guys that you invested a lot of time, care, intention, something into it that maybe didn't pan out the way that you thought, but it's like maybe it just was taking longer than expected, and so it's going to come through and blossom. Like, results are coming in, and it really just feels like something that you maybe have even closed the door on, and it might come back and surprise you. And it's like, oh my gosh, I was right. You know, I was right. It just may have not happened exactly or in the time frame that you expected it to happen, but it's coming back around. Because this really is something that you already invested time in. You've already planted these seeds, guys. And so it's now going to come to fruition. All right. Let's see. What is our next message? Next message for pile 2. Let's see what we have. We have the Magician and the Mirror. I used to know exactly what that card was about. And I'm pretty sure I do, but I don't want to mess this up, so I'm going to pull out the book. I've shifted gears on my channel for so long that I've forgotten so many of my oracle cards. I have too many decks. All right. Knowing and using your true power. This card represents the culmination of your personal and spiritual power at this time. Magician's left hand is the flame of passion and action, and his right hand is the vortex of water and the light of reflection. This is a highly beneficial card. Is telling you that you are the magician, and within your grasp are amazing forces of the earth and spirit. The water energy of yin and the power of spirit, clarity of thought. The flame is the energy of yang, bringing direction and creativity. Together, they give you a magnificent magic of transformation. The mirror stands beside the magician, reflecting the outer world's response to your choice or dismiss. The choice you use or dismiss the true power that you have. Its silver reflection reveals that the future in a mist and on the horizon, ready to be magically formed. So this also feels like there's a lot of manifestation energy coming in. Like, it's, I don't know if you guys were like trying to manifest something, like really you were dead set that it was going to happen, and when it didn't, it might have just crushed everything, and you're like, maybe I'm not gifted, maybe I'm not, da, 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 da. And like, so like self-doubt came in. So it feels like this is a big message around self-doubt, like breaking away and you stepping back into your power, pile 2. When you receive the Magician upright, you are put on notice that an important and powerful time is at hand. You are the alchemist. I already talked about alchemy, of your life. Alchemists turn lead to gold, right? And just as an alchemist turns base metals into gold, okay, I'm glad I know my stuff. All right, and you are now able to transform your difficulties into great blessings. This is a true in every area of your life. Claim your power and embrace your intentions in your heart and your daily life. Direct your destiny in the midst of the future will clear into brilliant reality. So you guys are like hardcore manifestation energy, stepping into your power. And again, it's almost like stepping into forgotten power or dismissed power. And like here you are doing the thing, guys. Doing the thing. Let me see if I can get any extra message from a tarot card for you. Haven't used this deck forever. I forgot I had this deck. We're pulling out all the old decks, guys. I have a big cabinet and I was like, you know what? I want to do some old readings like I used to. Okay, we have the sun here. So Leo energy says vitality and joy. We have this beautiful hummingbird. This card did come out in pile 1. Different reason, but so yeah, you literally can like create things to come to life. You think about the sun, you know, is there and it shines on things and helps us see. So part of your gifts is the gift of sight. And you can illuminate things with your powers, guys. So very, very beautiful energy, pile 2. This is a very different reading, like completely different than pile 1. But somebody may have felt drawn to 2 or both of them. So there might be messages for you as well in there. All right, let's see. Next message. I don't know. I feel like making these look different. I'm having fun with this reading, guys. Okay. Pile 2. This is bigger picture. Go to the next level and get greater perspective, higher ground. So sometimes if we are really close to a situation, we have a hard time being clear about it or even seeing the next step. So there might be something, this could pertain to this or it could not, that you need to back up and get a bigger picture of it. Get a different perspective. Take a step back or 5 steps back from a situation. One of my favorite quotes is an Alan Watts quote. I actually have it here. It says, muddy water is best cleared by leaving it alone. So this, for some of you, this could be an old situation. Because you have stepped back, because you've let the water clear, you'll now have clarity on it. Others of you guys, if there is a situation that you're like, I don't know what to do, I can't gain clarity, that is your guidance to just let the water settle. Again, muddy water is best cleared by leaving it alone. You can't see through the water when the mud's been all kicked up. So if you let it do its thing, let it settle, take a breath, things will become clear. And sometimes just stepping back from a situation can help that happen. So yeah, there's something going on that you need a greater perspective. I also feel the need for somebody, if you have a wise person in your life, maybe even getting someone's objective opinion of a situation that's outside of it, that's not, especially if it's an emotional kind of thing for you. Sometimes it's hard for us to see clearly when we're so close to something, especially if our emotions are involved. Though I want to give a caveat to what I'm about to say. So when we go outside ourselves to ask for clarification, that answer may be the opposite than what you need. And what I mean by that, but it's going to help you. So if you ask somebody something and that you don't have clarity on, that you need clarity on, and this person can be super wise, super gifted, whatever, and whatever they tell you, they're getting like the exact message they're supposed to get. But when they tell you, you're like, no, that's wrong. You know, even if you don't say it to their face, but you know inside you're like, well, that's wrong. But that clarity right there of going, oh wait, I do know what's right for me, because they were meant to give me this message, because I was supposed to recognize that, oh no, I already know. I know. I hope that makes sense. I know you guys can't answer me, but sometimes, you know, and it doesn't make that person incorrect. It just is, it helped that message coming in helps you go, oh wait, no, that's not for me, or that's not my message, or no, that doesn't feel right. And this will come in a very clear knowing, a calm knowing. So your intuition is always going to be that calm knowing. If it feels, now if you have a frantic reaction, a fearful reaction to something someone says, take a beat with that. You know, your intuition isn't hectic, it isn't chaotic, it isn't frantic, it isn't fearful. It is just that weird, like, no, that's not the right one for me. You know, so even if this is someone that you trust highly, they were meant to have that exact message for you, not to recognize your own truth. Okay. I feel like that was really important for somebody to hear, because that is the message you needed to hear, you know? So keep that in mind, you know, when we do ask for outside situations, even when you guys are watching tarot readings here on YouTube, if you are watching someone say something and you're like, you're looking for clarity, but you're like, no, that's not right for me. That is your clarity. It just came in a different way than you expected. So honor that as well. Again, calm knowings, not frantic, guys. There is that big difference, because sometimes your friends are going to tell you a truth that you do need to hear. Maybe a part of you doesn't want to hear, and that'll feel like, oh, no, because it brings up that fear. So you have to sit with it and be like, okay, is this right or wrong for me? And that's all about also learning to trust your inner compass. And that's a beautiful skill to get to, and especially if you've been through some stuff where you started to doubt yourself. So I feel like a lot of these messages are about you honoring and trusting yourself again. I think that's what a big period that's coming through. So, okay, let's see, what else do I want to pull? I'm gonna do a more fun one. This one's a little more whimsical deck. Let's see, what else does... Patience. Okay. Patience has come up a couple times. Again, that muddy water is best cleared by leaving it alone. So they're, again, could all be intertwined, could be a separate message. Greet each moment with endurance and presence of mind. So there might be something that you just need patience on. If you don't know, if you still don't know, even if you're like, then it's just not time for you to know. Okay? So just allow that water to clear. And when you know, you'll know. And so, and a lot of times that happens when the timing isn't right. And so if you're trying to force something, it's just the wrong time. So patience is needed. Let's see. Let's get you guys, and nope, I'm going to do the rose card first. Let's see, what other messages do we have for pile 2? The Challenger, Scotch Rose. So when it comes to a challenge or challenges, I feel like some of you guys were meant to challenge the status quo. And that's part of your purpose. And even part of your gifts. Like you might be following lots of different people, and you admire them and you're inspired by them, but yet your course of action feels differently, or what you think you're supposed to do or how you're supposed to do something is a little different. It's meant because you were meant to challenge like the old ways of doing things. I'm not saying you have to tell anyone else is doing it wrong. You just have to recognize that that's not right for you. Okay. 10 of Shells. This is the 10 of Pentacles. So that's a great blessings. This is a long term. Again, more patience. But this is very beneficial. So you kind of doing things your own way, I think, is really going to pay off in the long run. Sorry, I'm kind of just sitting with this message. So, and if you aren't the challenger, there could be a challenge, again, that's going to pay off. I keep feeling the need to say that. Something from the past is going to come back around. That was a challenge in the past. Maybe you let it go. Maybe it's been enough time that now it pays off. All right, now let's get one of these. Let's see what, these are angel number cards. Let's see, what is our message for pile 2? Okay. I have the whole deck upside down. 6666. Don't worry about that number. It's not scary. All right. It says great blessings. Now your keywords are self-love, boundaries, needs, good vibes, wisdom, understanding, and letting go. Nurture yourself, your needs, desires, and boundaries. Let go of things that are weighing you down. Make space for something meaningful and expand your spirit to all areas of your life. That big love, opportunity, or job needs to squeeze in somewhere. So if you're holding on to things that may be keeping you stuck, basically it's what am I trying to say? Sometimes new things can't come into our life when we're holding on to other things that no longer serve us. So there might be a need to let go of something or create a boundary or just create some space in your life for new things to come in. So it feels like there is a great blessing that's kind of on the outskirts of your energy that wants to come in, but it just needs a little bit of room. So keep that in mind. Yeah, sometimes when you trim things back, it gives like flowers more room to grow, those kinds of things, new things to grow in the place of the old things, but you got to trim things back a little bit. All right, I'm gonna do one more card. Any last bit of advice, information, thoughts for pile 2? Full moon in Aquarius. Be real. Authenticity is going to be game changer for you guys. Being authentically you, even if it's different, even if it challenges the status quo, even if it's, something that, maybe you tried to step up in your authenticity that you felt was right. Maybe it just wasn't the right timing and that made you, again, discount yourself. This is the time to really step in and maybe even try again. Because I feel like somebody out there was really like, well, I already tried that and it didn't work out. I cut my losses and let it go. But if it's still weighing on your heart, if it's still weighing in your soul that you want to do, maybe try again. That timing wasn't right. Or if there was a conversation you tried to have with someone and they just didn't get it. People can only understand you to their level of understanding, until their level of how they've met themselves or they have met life. And so sometimes you can explain something perfectly, and if someone's not there, they're just not going to get it. But now if time has passed, it may be that time to bring something back up and offer this wisdom that you have, and you may find a different set of ears listening to you, But ultimately, I know I got really deep with that one. Just be you. You're meant to be here. And then I think about full moon in Aquarius. Like full moon is also about releasing. So releasing things that aren't you. That might be what this, if there's things in your life, if you can do like an inventory of your life and be like, is that really me? Or do I really want that? And I feel like someone needs to do like a purge of stuff in their home. Like old energy is just kind of sitting there stagnant. And maybe you haven't had the energy or the motivation to like clean something out. Also, I'm feeling the need to tell someone to clean out an old closet. You're going to find something that you were missing as you're cleaning out this old closet. I have no idea who that's for. But check pockets of stuff before you get rid of it. All right. But like there's like an energetic purge that comes with sometimes with letting go of things that no longer serve us, even in a physical way. Sometimes we have to let go of outdated beliefs or outdated self-doubt, all those things. Just like let all those things, like do a energetic, physical, tangible inventory of your life and be like, do I need this? Is this weighing me down? Let's just purge everything that I no longer need and allow the new things to come in and make sure I'm aligning with who I really want to be. Because that is your gift to the world. Like no one else is you. No one else has had your exact experience. No one else sees things the way your beautiful eyes see them. And it's needed, okay? And so being you, being real, and if the people around you can't accept the real you, those might be the people, if they're keeping you from being your authentic self, you might need to start readjusting who you spend more of your time with. I know some people realize we can't let go, we can't get rid of like AKA family and stuff, but you can also limit how much time or how much energy you put into those things and pull it back for yourself. Okay, guys. So as always, I appreciate you guys so, so much. Be real, pile 2. And again, if you enjoyed this type of reading, or if you have more suggestions, not love related, I do so many of those. Oop, it's 4:44 on my clock. Feel free to suggest anything else that you'd like to see, because I will be starting to incorporate these. I'm still going to do the love readings. I'm just moving. I need to be more authentic to myself, and I'm moving this channel back more into where it was when I started, and saying, I don't care what it does to my algorithm. I need to be real. I need to be more authentic with myself and my messages and the gifts that I feel like that I really have, and they're not just involved around tapping into somebody's feelings for other people. Not saying I don't love doing those, but I miss doing these, guys, and I stopped doing them because an algorithm told me that it hurt my channel, you know, and I listened to that for too long, and I just don't want to do that anymore. So I hope you guys do enjoy these. I appreciate you guys being here and still listening to me ramble on. And I look forward to putting out more of these types of related, or these types of messages, readings back into my channel along with the love readings. So thank you guys so, so much, and sending you lots of love. Bye. Hello, my lovely friends. For pile 3, we are going over what do you need to know right now? What do you need to hear? So this is a spirit-led reading. Going wherever it takes us, whatever subject line it takes us on. So I hope that you find whatever messages you need to hear in this reading. That is the intention that I set while setting this up and right before recording. So you guys were drawn into our little origami crane here. He's got a little bit of a broken tail. This was picked up from Epcot years ago. It's supposed to be like a chopstick stand. So I don't know if that means anything to anybody, but we got an origami crane. So we're going to start with just a major arcana, just to kind of see the tone of your reading around the messages might be centered. I will be pulling lots of oracle cards, so the messages could all be cohesive, or there could just be lots of different messages for you, depending on what needs to be heard for pile 3. We have the Wheel of Fortune. So things are shifting, changing. This is about destiny. This is typically seen as a very good luck card, like things shifting in your favor. So that could be really relieving for some of you to hear that things are shifting and changing in your favor. Like there's just this like turning point is what's coming in, like it's shifting. We have this snake in the middle. He could be, you know, he's shedding his skin. We do have some spiders as well as some barn owls, or an owl. I don't know if that's the exact type of owl that it is, but things are shifting and changing coming in for you guys. Let's see. But it's really seen as a good luck card. It's a good fortune card. But let's pull a tarot card or two to see what is shifting, what is changing. What is this Wheel of Fortune coming in? I'm going to get some insight to what this Wheel of Fortune is coming in. Ah, if I don't drop this. The 10 of Feathers. Okay, so it's the end of a difficult situation. So the 10 of Feathers is the 10 of Swords, and this says recovery and transformation. So the 10 of Swords is a really hard energy. So I'm assuming this is very relieving to you that this is coming up. If this is the clarifying card on here, is things are changing. Whatever difficult situation you're in the middle of, if it could be something that makes you feel stabbed in the back. I mean, the traditional tarot for this is someone like laying there with all these knives in his back, right? So you have probably been through it, pile 3, and that is changing, that's shifting. You're leaving that behind. You're transforming out of that. Whatever has happened in the past is going to be left in the past. But it's completed. Like it's like you've hit right. Like there's nowhere lower to go with this. It's over. We have a snake again. I don't know why I didn't realize that. The snakes could be important for someone, as important clarifier. I feel the need to pull one more. I feel like this is very broad. Our other piles are very specific. So But it could just be like, man, things are changing in your favor. This horrible, hard situation is done. But let's see if we can get any more insight. Okay, we have the Knight of Crystals. So some sort of new offering is coming in. It may be a little slower than you'd like. The Knight of Pentacles is he's the slowest of the knights. However, he's the most determined. He's typically seen as the one who always crosses the line. So there's endurance. There's a lot to have been learned after this. So as you move through this, it doesn't feel like this is a fast change. I feel like this is coming up to let you know that change is coming. A good, tangible, actual change, possibly even an offer. Sometimes with that Knight of Pentacles is seen as like a gift or something. It does feel like a gift from the universe. Like you've been through enough. Things are changing. Don't worry. Like you can rely on this thing that's coming in. This next thing that's coming in for you is also very reliable with this Knight of Pentacles. But it is changing. It isn't going to be a swift change. It's going to be a slower change. All right, let's get our next message. This could relate. This could be a side quest. Let's see. Messages for pile 3. The change is coming, and it's going to be something, solid and dependable. We have the Storyteller, number 17. I have no idea what this card is. I don't know if I've ever pulled this card. We're using a lot of decks that I haven't used in a while, too, so I'm excited to reunite with some old friends. I used to use this deck constantly. I just can't recall if I've ever had this. So we have a key, we have a notebook. There's something about writing, telling a story, telling your story. And there is like right in the center of the spine of this, there is the keyhole. But let's see. Okay, key concepts. Identity, positive self-definition, teaching others how to treat you through stories you tell about who you are. All right, it says, do you know the story you tell others about who you are? You are a unique being with unique talents and a story unique to you. Your experience, in fact, your destiny can be found in the way you weave together these threads of yourself and the world. If there's anything in your life you want to change, then it's time to adjust the story you tell about yourself. So that also is it. Whatever this is ending might have been something you had no control over. But now the shift and change and the stability that's coming in is something that you do have in your grasp. But it's also really important that you are telling the story, that you are the main character here. And again, it's talking about it's time to adjust the story, and it's like in italics. You tell about yourself. So it's like, what story do you want to be known? Like you taking charge of the narrative is kind of how this feels. Perhaps you're too self-deprecating or apologetic about how you shine, minimizing your power so others will accept you. So guys, if you've been hiding your shine, if you've been dulling yourself, if you've been making yourself more palatable, that might be what needs to change. That might be what has gotten you into this place where, maybe you have been stabbed in the back, or maybe you have been overgiving to a situation that isn't serving you, and perhaps the way you voice your expectations diminish your ability to succeed, or you are too willing to tolerate a less than supportive environment. It says, it is easy to be in denial when it comes to others and their behavior towards you. Understand, however, that you teach people how to treat you through how you talk about yourself. Once you recognize what story you're telling others about how to treat you, you can tell a different one. So this isn't blaming you for anything in the past or the situation, but if you can be objective and go, okay, was anything like, did I dull myself? Did I not stand up for myself? Did I tell others like, oh yeah, it's not a big deal, or no, I don't really know what I'm doing, or, again, downplaying yourself? Did any of that, again, not blaming you, but be objective and like, did my tolerance of things allow me to get deeper in a situation that I should have never been in, and did I not use my voice when I should have, kind of thing. once you recognize what your story you're telling others about how to, you can tell a different one. So yeah, again, just be objective. And if you don't see it, then that's fine. It's changing anyways, right? Moving forward though, it's like grasp that pen and write your story, friends. Okay. What if you could connect to your true power as a co-creator of your reality? The story originates in your mind. So also this could be, for some of you, this could be how, if you've been your own worst enemy, if you've been really hard on yourself, this is about you shifting how you think about yourself as well. Sometimes we are our own worst enemies, you know? So the story might start within your own mind. It says how you think, your conditioning and your past experiences, how you view the world and what you expect to see in it. The truth is you have everything you need to tell a new tale and weave more blessings into the world as your unique contribution. In fact, practice speaking of your amazing success, your overflowing abundance, and all the love that surrounds you. Soon your outer world will tell the same story back to you. So this is very much along the lines of speaking as if things are true, speaking things into your reality. Some people are great at that. Some people have a harder time. You do feel like some people think it's nonsense. So if you think it's nonsense, I don't think you're going to like the rest of this, and that's fine. This isn't your reading. However, if you can accept that you actually have a lot of power, and it starts with what you think is possible, how you're viewing your life. If you're choosing to only see the obstacles, you'll see more obstacles. If you're choosing to look for opportunities to change things, you're going to see more opportunities. What we focus on in life expands. So it's very similar to the same, like someone tells you about a car you've never seen, and the next thing you know, you just see that car over and over and over again. It's because your focus is that car or whatever that thing is someone told you that you've never seen, but yet it's everywhere because you didn't notice it before. So your focus is a huge determiner of your reality. So focusing on the things that you want, the things you're trying to call in, the things that you are wanting in your life, just focus on those. It doesn't mean that the bad stuff is never going to happen. It doesn't mean it's not around, but stop giving it your power. Stop giving it your focus. Stop giving it your attention. Start thinking, saying, speaking stuff into the universe, into your life that you actually want. You know, I'm the queen of self-deprecating humor. My sister and I joke about like, we're so funny because of trauma, you know, but we have to be mindful how many times we tell those old stories or how many times we get stuck in that old story also. So this is about you. I guess the point of this message is just realize, I feel like Spirit wants you to know that you have more power than you even believed thus far. So try a different way. Try, faking it till you making it. But, when you believe it, then you'll see it, kind of thing, and adopt that. A big shift for me personally was Wayne Dyer. And like 20 years ago, thank goodness, a friend shoved him down my throat, basically. Oh, that sounded horrible. Sorry. Basically kept giving me all these books on CD. That's how long ago this was. And I finally started listening to it, and it changed my entire life. I was very much in a victim mindset, stuck there. I had a really hard, upbringing. I don't talk about that very often because that's an old story and I don't need to repeat it, but shifting the way that I viewed my life and the way that I viewed things and the way I shifted the way I thought about what was possible for me, shifted a lot of things. It's still always a work in progress. We can know things and then fall back a little bit, but keep moving forward. I guess my point is, though, there is a Wayne Dyer quote, and it's, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And that's if you choose to see the negative, you're just going to see negative. As you think, so shall you be. If you guys want to go with that, that frame of reference, but it's true. And this isn't meant to put anybody down. This is meant to empower you to realize that you are the author of your story. And sometimes are there challenges and adventures that we didn't remember writing? Yes. But what are you going to do with them? How are you going to navigate through this? And recognizing that you have more power than you've given yourself credit for. You have more strength than you've ever even known. And, I don't think I'm being as uplifting as I would like to be. I apologize. I just want you guys to know like how powerful you are, but it truly starts with how you think about yourself and how you think about what is possible for you in this life. But the only person that can change that is you. That's one of the only things that we have control over, is how we view things, how we allow things to affect us. Again, not saying that there's not shitty things, because there are, but you get to decide on how it affects you. You get to decide, you know, how much you let that hold you back from something that you want. All right, guys, so be the author of your story moving forward. Again, it doesn't matter what's happened in the past. Turn the page. You have a whole new, like, there's like a whole book, half of a book that's just empty. So let's write the future. Also, side note, if you've been wanting to write, or you've wanted to be a writer, and maybe you've like, oh, it's too hard to get into that, it's too bold. Throw all that naysaying away. Throw all that away, and then just do it for the sake that your soul wants to do it. Why am I stumbling so hard over this? You're more powerful than you're giving yourself credit for, pile 3. And I feel maybe I'm having a hard time. I feel like I am hitting resistance, and that gets stuck in my head, and that's okay. Those that are meant to hear this will hear this. And someone, even if it's just one person that sits with that message and it clicks, that's all that matters. I am going to pull an extra oracle card or tarot card for any little extra information on this, but I would love if we got the Magician or something. Like, see, I told you, you're more powerful. But let's see. Okay, what's the extra clarifier with this storyteller? We have the Hanged Man. So it's a perspective shift. So that's what is needed. Patience and a perspective shift. If something didn't work out or something bad happened in the past, things are shifting. The Hanged Man is a little more of that slower energy. And it's okay. That means you get to take your time to discover the new version of you. You get to take the time to write your story. You get to take the time to rediscover yourself. This really feels like this next little branch is you and you. You with you, not you against you, not you against the world. It's you with you. And really learning to see yourself from a different angle. See yourself through loving eyes. Again, a lot of us are so hard on ourselves, but we can change that. There's not many things that we have control over, but how you think about things, especially yourself, you do have control over. If you have, you know, some parent or family member's voice rotating your head, kick it freaking out. Like, you are taking back power of your own thoughts, your own perspective, and especially your perspective of yourself. Okay, guys? Very important. I'm going to stop beating that dead horse and move to our next message. All right, pile 3. Rite of passage. It is now time to let go and prepare for new growth. Cross the threshold. So you're being guided to go with this change. Take that step. Walk through that door. It's time for new growth. A new version of yourself is begging to be written, begging to come out. But it's starting with you guys. All right, let's see. I don't pull our tarot for each of these, but I think that one's pretty on point. Let's see, what's our next message? Pile 3. Woman holding a heart. I am going to pull the book out for this one too. 44. At least just do the key concepts real quick. Oh, I'm looking in the wrong book. I was like, wait a second. So that one says Divine Matrix. I think that was important for somebody. All right. Let's see. Female dealing with family, love, and emotions. The woman on this card wears a butterfly in her hair and holds a lovely large heart in her hands. For a woman, this card upright could be a reflection of your own state of peaceful emotion and receptivity for love, or it might be a message to your family issues are going on to resolve. You are an intuitive woman who understands these emotions of your life, and you're bringing awareness to all that you do. This card upright could also indicate the presence of a female friend, teacher, or confidant who's here to help you with issues of love, family, or emotion. This is an even-tempered, caring person who resonates with you and your emotions. This could also portend a new love, interest, or friend coming your way. So there could be a new love, a new friend. This is just you honoring your heart as well. Also, if you do have a female in your life that you trust, lean on them a little bit. Lean on them to help you. Maybe you've had someone that's gone through this that you admire. Maybe you've been afraid to ask them, you know, how did you do that? How did you get to where you are? You know, and lean on that. But also, you know, I feel like the message going back, having love for yourself. And if you do have a hard time saying you love yourself or showing love to yourself, maybe work on that too, guys. Like self-love is a huge obstacle, yet can be so transformative when you really truly learn to love yourself. If you want a crystal that's good for that to carry with you, getting something with rose quartz. Actually, I'll tell you guys this little story. This was my rose quartz, and I carried it for years. And if anyone knows anything about broken crystals, you know, you know what story I'm about to give you guys. I kept this on me for years to remind me to keep love to myself. I had a tendency to give it away, but I didn't know how to love myself or see myself that way. And I finally got to a point where I truly, you know, I can say I love myself without feeling bad. I'm not perfect, but I'm a good person, and I love myself regardless. The good, the bad, the in between. And it took me years to be able to say that. And it's something I honored. And then I remember one day I typically keep this I kept this in my pocket or my bra, and I leaned over and it fell and it broke. And I was so sad because it was like my friend for years. Obviously I still have it, but then it was just like, oh, and I had to look back and be like, oh my gosh, I do love myself. I don't technically need it anymore. So sometimes they say when you have a crystal and it breaks, it's because you no longer need it. But I still have it. I still have it around. I still have lots of rose quartz, but that one and my obsidian I used to carry with me all the time. These were two of my early crystals that I always had. But so yeah, so this could be a crystal that helps you with that, or even a reminder. Like I would feel it in my pocket and be like, okay, I love me, I love me, I love me. In the beginning I felt stupid. I felt like it was a lie, and but I finally got there, and it was such an important thing. You put up with a lot less from outside of you. You get yourself in less of these stab back situations when you love yourself and have healthy boundaries. You can also have jewelry that's rose quartz. It doesn't mean you can never have rose quartz again. I have it on this one. I typically have a small one. I don't know where it is right now, but if you guys got my point, I have a lot of rose quartz. I just love it. But if that resonates for you, maybe pick up some, you know, and again, it doesn't have to be anything big. It can just be something small. So there you go with that. All right. Let's see. I'm going to grab a tarot card for this. We have the World and the King of Feathers, which is the King of Swords. So yeah, and this is a cycle that needs to be completed. So this is something coming full circle for you. And it's fulfillment and it's celebration. And it's like the last little notch on your belt. And it's going to give you so much more clarity with this. So either this is a person outside of yourself, or this is you, yourself. And you don't have to be a woman watching, by the way. I just feel like this self-love message is really important. And it's like the last little bit to complete out a cycle that you've been working on that's going to bring you so much clarity, so much logic, so much justice in your life. Okay, let's see. Let's pick a little whimsical one. Pile 3. Messages for pile 3. Sanctuary. Within your heart, a space of regenerating sanctuary awaits. So interesting that we go into within your heart, like this is all within you. So yeah, this message for you guys today just feels very personal. And some of you guys may have been like, oh, I've done all that, I'm good. And then maybe it's just clarification that you have. Or maybe, you know, they say healing is more like a spiral than a linear line. And maybe you're wrapping back around and hitting that part of it just to kind of realize that you're there, or the last little bits of things that you need to shift or change to right. and really that last little perspective shift, and knowing that this is such a beautiful journey you have, and it is a journey of your soul. Okay, what other cards? I think we're going to do this, and then we'll pull an angel number card. Any last messages for pile 3? Full moon in Taurus, detoxify. So if there's any habits or anything that you feel the need to purge or detox, now is the time to do it. Full moons are all about release. Taurus rules the 5 senses. So this could be any habits, anything that you need to detox from your life. Really, really look at that. And some of that could just be old habits and old thinkings of ourselves. If you haven't done a physical detox of your body vessel, that also may be a good time to do that. Look into that if that's something you've been kind of thinking about as well. This also could be like, we do have this cow in nature, you know, Taurus is an earth sign. So even detoxing from like a digital life and just connecting back with nature could be very helpful. Like go touch grass or go hug a tree. I have conversations with my trees all the time, mostly in my head, but a lot of it's just usually thank you. But just reconnecting with nature also could be really soothing to your soul at this time. And let's get one last little angel card message before I let you guys go. All right, let's see. All right, well, 2 came out. So we have 555, change, not surprising. Okay, encouragement, support, obstacle, battle, calling, reconstructing, and creative work. All right, the message is you are going to level up. It might not feel good initially, but it will prepare you to handle the greater things in life for your highest good. That is why that's the why you've been looking for. Push through it. There's a reward awaiting you at the finish line. And then we have 1919 cycles. Again, that's kind of similar. Karma, warning, judgment, influence, power, cycles, changes, rebirth. Karma will be paying you a visit. Karma is not necessarily bad guys. Karma is balance. All right. Release the need to control because you cannot force things. Learn your lessons so you don't repeat in the future. Make some space for new experiences. So something, if it is coming back around, it could just be like the final last little bit of a lesson. Letting it go, releasing it, releasing control, and just moving forward. And you're making space for new experiences. So detoxing things that no longer need to be here. Whatever this difficult situation, maybe letting that go. Making room for new things to come in, a new version of yourself. This really feels like a journey to self, or a rediscovery of self, or another discovery to self. Because I feel like someone here is like, I've been doing this. Well, then maybe it's your last little spiral around of this. And, you know, look at yourself with new eyes. Maybe that's the last little bit. It's just adjusting your vision of yourself and what's possible for you. And also this may be good karmic justice coming in for some of you, where things are evening out and balancing out. So karma's only a B if we are, right? All right, guys, I think I'm going to end this here. I hope this helped. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I am going to be putting more of these readings into onto my channel like I used to. I'm trying to bring back my old readings that I miss doing, that I kind of stopped doing because of algorithm readings, and reasons, and I just don't want the YouTube algorithm to control my output anymore. So I am changing my story on that. And we'll see how that goes. So if there is other readings, spirit-led readings, non-love readings, I'm still doing my love readings, guys, so don't worry. They'll still be there. I'm just going to be putting these into it, adding more things in. So if there is other readings besides love that you guys would like to see on my channel, please feel free to suggest them kindly in the comments. And as always, I appreciate you guys spending your time with me, and I look forward to seeing you guys in a future reading. Bye, guys.